So the Game Awards were a couple days ago, and obviously when the Game Awards, wrapped up, there was already a little bit of controversy coming out of it. One of the main ones, and I was going to make a video on this, but I thought it was extremely fucking stupid, is how, the Spider-Man 2 fans were upset that they didn't win Game of the Year, and like so many people who, are just more or less casual gamers were going, oh, how the hell did a turn-based game like Baldur's Gate 3 win Game of the Year? It's just like, you obviously didn't fucking play it. And, if you broadened your game, what you like for video games, you would see how much of a good game it is and how much it's deserved. And just because you didn't like it, doesn't mean it wasn't deserved. But I was going to make a video on it because, there you go. That's all that really needs to be said. But one thing I'm definitely going to make a video on is Chris Judge's comments that he did during his speech for, I can't remember what award he was. Oh, he was reading out the award for the best performance that for the year in video games, and obviously it was handed to Asterion, which is also in Baldur's Gate 3. But before that, when he introduced himself and stuff like that, obviously he's one to ramble a little bit, and me who yaps a lot, I could dig that, But one thing that he did say, and a lot of developers and people, not just developers in Call of Duty, but also developers who, know people in Call of Duty, are friends with them, and, people from a few other, development companies got mad because when Chris Judge came on the stage, he was, joking about his speech last year, how it was really long, and his speech last year went for ages. His speech last year apparently went for 8 minutes in total. 8 fucking minutes for a thank you speech, which is why this year they were trying to push people's speeches to be as short, quick, to the point as possible. And in that joke, he said that, my speech last year was longer than the Call of Duty campaign, and that was fucking hilarious.
My speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign. What? Another company I'll never work for.
Everybody that was there, everyone on fucking stream. I was watching it on I was watching it on Charlie's stream, and I was switching over to Asmongold's stream as well. So I was flipping between them two streams, and everyone in the fucking stream loved it. Everyone thought it was fucking hilarious. But the people who didn't like it, and as I've already said, were the developers. And goddamn, did they have a lot of fucking shit to say. Now, when I go to try to search up the tweets, because I'm on the IGN, the IGN article that they've done for this, and when I've gone to click on the tweets themselves, they've actually been deleted. Fucking surprise, that they've, trying to retract their words, because let's be honest, a lot of people would have been shitting on them from trying to, defend the absolute shithole that they did. Now, if you don't know too much about the COD campaign, I made a video on it as well, and the COD campaign this year is terrible. It's fucking horrible. It's short as fuck. It feels like it was just tacked on, and they didn't really give a shit about it. That was it. It felt like they only cared about the multiplayer, and the campaign was just put in there just for the sake of having a fucking campaign, and for the sake of calling it Modern Warfare 3. That was literally it. That's what it feels like. It feels like it was literally just a tacked-on campaign. Now, you can't say that about the multiplayer. The multiplayer, from what I've heard, has actually been pretty decent. It's actually improvement for Modern Warfare 2. I myself am not going to play it because, to me, it's just the same fucking shit every year, and I don't want to bother spending my money on it. But that's not here nor there. We're here to talk about the comments that were left, because thankfully, IGN has put these comments into their article, even though the official tweets, you can't click on them anymore. The comments are still fucking there. So let's have a go at what was said. So this one right here, this first comment right here, a lot of these don't have the actual person that was said from them, unfortunately. But this person right here, funny, but yeah, the metrics that COD absolutely destroys all of the God of War games, probably combined, is also equally laughable, if not more. Let's just put it this way. If you combine all of the Call of Duty games, all of them together, majority of them are shit. They're fucking terrible. They just live. Call of Duty games these days live off nostalgia. That's the only reason. During the golden age of Call of Duty, those were good. After Black Ops 2, it's just a shit show from there on. Maybe, Modern Warfare 2019 was an exception, because I feel like that game itself was really good. But besides that, Call of Duty in a whole is a joke. Especially these days. Is an absolute joke. You take God of War as a franchise, every single fucking game, every single major release that they've made. I can't really comment too much on like the PSP games or anything like that, but all their major releases are fucking phenomenal. From God of War 1 to God of War 3. I'm pretty sure they had a prequel game as well, which I heard is actually pretty good too. And then, you know, the new God of War, that was released, 2018, I think it was. And then God of War Ragnarok. Every single game is critically acclaimed and is, as a whole, a great gaming franchise. So there's absolutely fucking bullshit to say something like that. And now we got someone else here who's Associate Art Director of Call of Duty Studio Treyarch. They're definitely going to have something to fucking say. Imagine having short user engagement once your game is consumed. Can't relate. Your game, Call of Duty, you know, your campaign won't be played. Let's just put it that way. You know, your campaign won't get played at all. Like, after that, after people play it one time, that's it. They won't get played at all. You can't really compare too much when it comes to, like, you know, a multiplayer game and a single-player campaign. Because single-player campaign, you play it once, it's finished. But people actually go back and play God of War multiple fucking times. There are people to this day that still play God of War for the campaign multiple fucking times. They've gone back and completed it multiple times because it's that good. No one is going back to play your shitty campaign. And also, like I said before, Call of Duty is living off its name. It's not living off its product anymore. Call of Duty is not good for its games. It used to be. You could say it's back in the day. But now, people only play your game because it's called Call of Duty. I'm sorry, but if you change the name and someone else released it, no one would fucking play it. I'm sorry, no one would play it. No one would play it. And if people did, it wouldn't get that popular. Honestly, it wouldn't. Like, your game only gets players because of its name. God of War gets players because it's fucking good. Because it's good. That's why. I bet God of War can't relate to making a shit campaign. That's for goddamn sure. And then also someone else has mentioned here as well. Honestly, as Call of Duty developers, we've heard way worse. I'm pretty sure you fucking have. We don't expect it from a PR at an event that's supposed to be celebrating this year's achievement in gaming, especially with all the information that was leaked about its development. It doesn't matter about the leaks for its development. You know, if a game was, you know, had a shitty development, it had a shitty development. But the game's still shit. You know, it's still bad. It's still bad. You know, despite all the leaks, you can't then say like, oh, the game's bad because of the leaks. Yeah, the game's bad because of the leaks. That's fair enough. But it's still bad. It's not good. Just because, like, you know, all these leaks came out about, you know, how bad the development for, you know, Modern Warfare 3's campaign really was, and the game in total, you know, I think the multiplayer tax into that, doesn't mean that, you know, it gets an exception for being bad. You know, it might get a little bit of like, oh, I feel bad for the developers. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for them. They'll put in situations like that, but it's still a shit game. Can't put it back. You can't put it anywhere else. It's still a shit game. Campaign was fucking terrible. No matter what kind of leaks or this or that, like, his joke that he made was fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Everyone fucking loved it, but the devs. But you can't be mad at him telling the truth. Let's be honest. Like, if he said something that was wrong, then fair enough. You know, you can go against him. Go against him. Say like, oh, you know, what he said was stupid. What he said was wrong. Blah, 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 blah. Go off at him. But it was a bad game. It was literally a fucking bad game. The campaign itself, like I said, the multiplayer, I've heard decent things. I haven't heard, you know, it's not the best Call of Duty ever fucking, you know, multiplayer ever released, you know, but I've heard decent things, you know, especially with them bringing back old maps. I mean, just goes to show that, you know, they can't do anything new either. So that's another dig at the developers to, you know, say, you know, even though they're designing this game, you know, oh yeah, the multiplayer is good. It's like, yeah, you basically just took old maps because you can't recreate anything yourself. Just have a look at, like, you know, anything new yourself, because just have a look at Modern Warfare 2's maps. They're fucking horrible. No one likes any of the multiplayer maps from Modern Warfare 2. They literally had to bring back Modern Warfare, the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps, like fucking Terminal, you know, to make their game somewhat fucking decent. But yeah, I think that these comments, you know, the comments that he's made, it was unhinged. Don't get me wrong, it was unhinged. But I love how unhinged it was. I love unhinged comments like this. And if it's true, you can't say anything against it. You cannot, you have zero right to go against this man. He was part of an amazing fucking series 2 games, and you know, who knows, there might be it might turn into a trilogy. His performance in the God of War games was absolutely fucking exceptional, and the games themselves are absolutely exceptional. Your game was shit, and he has every fucking right to say it was shit, because it fucking was. You know, if the game was actually good, then you have the right to defend it. But it's not. You know, you made shit. Stop trying to convince us that it's fucking chocolate, because it's shit. It ain't fucking chocolate. But that's it from me. Let me know what you guys think. Peace out.